Hello everyone, my name is Ajay Parashar. Welcome all of you in this channel. Today we will discuss independent events in probability chapter. Firstly, we defined independent events definition. Two events associated with same random experiment are said to be independent if the occurrence of one event does not affect the probability of occurrence of other. दो इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट उन्हें बोला जाता है जब पहली इवेंट दूसरी पर कोई इफेक्ट ना डाले। अब हम इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट से रिलेटेड कुछ रिजल्ट प्रूव करते हैं। फर्स्ट रिजल्ट इज टू इवेंट्स associated two events A and B associated with same random experiment are independent if and only if probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Proof of this result is proof. First part, first part A and B are independent event given. A and B are independent events given. Required to prove probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. A and B are independent event given means probability of A by B is equal to probability of A. क्योंकि B event A पर कोई effect नहीं कर रही है. It is given in this part. Then you can write probability of A by B. You can write probability of A intersection B upon probability of B, which is equal to probability of A. This implies you can write probability of A intersection B, which is equal to probability of A into probability of B. First part is proved. Now, in the second part means converse part में probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given. Required to prove A and B are independent events means we want to prove probability of A by B is equal to probability of A. Probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B को आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं probability of A intersection B upon probability of B, which is equal to probability of A. और probability of A intersection B upon probability of B को probability of A by B लिख सकते हैं, which is equal to probability of A, which is the required proof. Which is required proof. अब हम इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट से रिलेटेड कुछ प्रॉब्लम डिस्कस करते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, if A and B are independent events, then show that probability of A union B is equal to 1 minus probability of A complement into probability of B complement. आप इसे ऐसा भी लिख सकते हैं 1 माइनस प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए कॉम्प्लीमेंट को ऐसा भी लिख सकते हैं आप into probability of B complement. In the left hand side, probability of A union B is given, which is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. In this question, A and B are independent events given. It means probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given. Put equation star. Using equation star, is 1. You can write probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A into probability of B. This implies you can write probability of A plus probability of B is common, then 1 minus probability of A. You can write this implies probability of A plus probability of B into probability of A complement. You can write 1 minus probability of A complement plus probability of B into probability of A complement. Now you can take common probability of A complement in last two term. Probability of A complement into 1 minus probability of B. 1 माइनस प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी को आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं 1 माइनस प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए कॉम्प्लीमेंट इनटू प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ बी कॉम्प्लीमेंट which is the required solution of the given question. Now we will discuss question number 2. Given that the event A and B are such that probability of A is equal to 1 by 2, probability of A union B is equal to 3 by 5, and probability of B is equal to P. If find P if the events are mutually exclusive. Independence. In the first part, it is given that A and B are independent events. Sorry, A and B are mutually exclusive event. Means probability of A intersection B is equal to 0. Now, we know that probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B. In this question, probability of A union B is 3 by 5 and probability of A is equal to 1 by 2 and probability of B is equal to P. This implies the value of P is equal to 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 10 is the LCM of this. 6 minus 5 means 1 by 10. In the second part, A and B are independent events given. It means probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Probability of A union B, which is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. और A intersection B की जगह आप यूज कर सकते हैं probability of A into probability of B. You can write this implies probability of A union B, which is equal to probability of A minus plus probability of B is common from last two term, 1 minus probability of A. In this question, probability of A union B is equal to 3 by 5 given, which is equal to probability of A is equal to 1 by 2 given. Probability of B is P and 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. This implies you can write 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 is equal to P by 2. This implies you can write P is equal to 6 minus 5 by 10 into 2. You can write 2 by 10, which is equal to 1 by 5. This is the answer of this question. Now we will discuss question number 3. If probability of A is equal to 3 by 5 and probability of B is 1 by 5, find probability of A intersection B. If A and B are independent events, solution of this question is probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given, because event A and B are independent events. Probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A is 3 by 5 and probability of B is 1 by 5, which is equal to 3 by 25 is the answer of this question. Now we will discuss question number 4. If A and B are two independent events, show that A complement and B complement are also independent. Solution of this question is A and B are independent events given. It means probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given. And put equation number 1. Required to prove A complement into B complement, A complement and B complement are independent. It means we want to prove probability of A complement intersection B complement is equal to probability of A complement into probability of B complement. Now, probability of A complement union B complement intersection B complement, sorry, which you can write probability of A union B का whole complement, which is equal to you can write 1 minus probability of A union B. This implies 1 minus probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. This implies you can write 1 minus probability of A plus probability of B plus the minus probability of B plus probability of A intersection B. A intersection B को आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं probability of A into probability of B, it is given. Now 1 minus probability of A complete A, you can take minus probability of B is common, 1 minus probability of A. This implies you can write, you can take common 1 minus probability of A, 1 minus probability of B. You can write 1 minus probability of A is equal to probability of A complement and 1 minus probability of B is probability of B complement, which is the required solution of this question. Now we will discuss question number 5. A can solve 90% of the problem given in the book and B can solve 70%. What is the probability that at least one of them will solve the problem selected at random from the book? Solution. Let E be the event, A solve the problem. Probability of A is equal to 90 by 100. Let F be the event. We solve the problem. Probability of F is equal to 70 by 100. कम से कम एक कैंडिडेट क्वेश्चन को सोल्व करे। एक भी कर सकते हैं, दो भी कर सकते हैं। हम ऐसी प्रोबेबिलिटी निकालते हैं कि दोनों में से कोई भी प्रॉब्लम को सोल्व नहीं कर पाता, ई बार एफ बार। You can also write probability of E bar means E complement intersection F complement, which is equal to probability of E complement into probability of F complement, because E and F are independent events. E complement means 10 by 100, F complement by 30 by 100, 10 से 10 cancel, 1 से 1 cancel means 3 by 100. रिक्वायर्ड प्रोबेबिलिटी कम से कम एक कैंडिडेट प्रॉब्लम को सोल्व करे, तो 1 - 3/100, विच इज इक्वल टू 97/100, which is required solution of this question. Thank you.